Hey guys, it's me, your favorite artist, RazorXsketch here, and I am back with another drawing video. Now, I know it's been a while since I actually done a narrated video, but let me assure you, I'm making a comeback, and I am more ready than ever. Now, to start with, I'm going to be drawing the popular character, Ichigo Kurosaki, from the the acclaimed anime manga series Bleach. Now, let me tell you guys, this will be in time-lapse on some parts due to time constraints. I gotta keep this video not too short, but not too long. Gotta keep it right. So, let me just get my stuff prepared, get things ready, and then I will be back with you in a moment. Okay, guys, I got my stuff prepared, and I am ready for drawing, so let's get started. Now, the first thing you do when you draw any character, or in this case, Ichigo, is that you always start with a light circle for the head. And draw this very, very lightly. If you draw this too dark, then it's going to leave a smudge mark when you erase, and it's going to be permanent, and you can't get rid of that. It's going to scar you for life. No, not really. It's not going to scar you for life, but it'll scar you for the day. And you just got to learn to always draw lightly. And what you do now is you draw the guidelines here. Simple guidelines. Like this guideline here is where you place the nose, basically the nose, and it tells you which part of the head is looking towards. So in this case, it's moving right there, moving out of the page of sorts. Now, what I do after this is that I get the chin. Now, when you draw the head, you always draw a tear shape or a kind of like was it an almond shape shape, and that's generally what you do when you're drawing rough guidelines or a rough draft on a drawing, just to see how accurate you can be on it and make sure it's proportionate. Next, what I do is I draw the neck. Make sure the neck is wide. Oh, I made a little mistake. Okay. And that's a good thing when you're drawing rough drafts. If you're drawing lightly and roughly, then you can always correct it. You're not doing anything permanent right now. Alright, and then what you do here, next for the torso, is you draw another circle. This is what I do. I mean, you don't have to follow this guy, or you don't have to follow what I do here, but this is just the way I do it. It's simpler that way. You draw another circle that's pretty much like teensy bit bigger, or actually no, bigger, that's bigger than the head, and then you draw a guideline right there to see where the chest is going, or where the chest is facing towards. And then after that, what I usually do, you draw a guideline for the shoulders. Just a smooth curving line, and let you know what the shoulders are doing. In this case, he's lifting up. That's what I want to do. I want to do his initial pose where he has his Zanpakuto, Zangetsu, and it's the big one. It's not the usual one that you guys see in the newest chapters or the old chapters. Wait a minute, what am I talking about? He always has a big sword. What am I talking about? Okay, and then what I do here is I draw circles. I draw circles here for the shoulders. Now you notice I'm drawing this shoulder smaller, or this one bigger than the other. It's because this is all about perspective. This shoulder here is closer to us, so you want to get you want it to make it bigger to show that it's in good perspective and it's facing towards you. This one's smaller because it's moving away from us. So keep that in mind. And after that, draw lines. Draw a smooth line. Like I told you before, always draw rough. Rough and lightly, because you can always correct yourself if you make mistakes. Let's see. Okay. Draw the shoulders a little bit higher. And that's what I do. This is what I do for the hands. I always draw circles. Everything I draw in rough guidelines is always lines and circles. This is what I do. I mean, you don't have to do this like particularly or exclusively in my way. There are many, many ways to do this. Here I'm just getting the other torso, or the back. I'm getting the back of the torso. Alright, here I'm getting the chest. Alright, since I have the guidelines on what position is what position the arm is going, I can draw the actual shapes of the arms. Basically, do this like stick figure wise. That's what I usually do. When you're having trouble trying to get things like accurate the first time, then yeah, always draw stick figures. Stick figures or circles. I don't know which you do, but the key thing you must learn to do is always draw lightly. Here I'm getting the actual shoulders where it connects to the neck. And then once you're happy with what you have right here, then you can start on getting the actual shapes. The actual anatomy of the shapes. So here I am getting his biceps. Here I'm getting his forearms here. And this is what you all should be doing. I'm just suggesting this. You don't have to do it. But when you're drawing actual anatomy, draw in straight lines. That way you get, these are basic, or this is what I've learned back in art school. These are called construction lines. Construction lines is basically when you're constructing a figure. You just go straight lines, find the right anatomy. And then you should be okay on that. Alright, now, since this is just anatomy purposes, you don't have to draw all this, but it's good to keep that, or it's good to draw that in mind to make sure everything is accurate in proportion to the figure. So, let me just get his actual bicep. Look at him, he's getting buff. He's getting buff now. Alright. Get his chest. Get his pecs and everything. Get his ribs. Make sure everything is light. Make sure everything is straight from this point on. Now I may have drawn this a little too large because it looks like he's actually moving his arm toward us. So let's make it a little thinner, shall we? Let's make it a little thinner here. Because remember, he's not that bulk. I mean, he's only like 15 to 17 years old in the whole chronological order. Ugh, keep messing that up. But yeah, so since he's that age, he should be thin but fit. So make sure you get that. Okay, now that I got that, get his whole arm, and make sure when you're doing his hand, do it in blocks. Like I said, straight lines. Everything is a shape. when you're drawing something. Let's get his thumb here. And this is another thing that you should do, just suggesting, as I always say, when you're drawing or when you're having problems trying to get the actual shape right, just look at your own hand. I mean, see how I'm doing my fist and everything? I just look at it in the same way I am doing, but in this case I should do it like this, and just mimic the shape. You see, right now I'm looking at my hand and arm, see how that would look. And overall, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty accurate. Just remember to get accurate shapes. All right, now let's work on the face. Well, in order to make this a little more instructional in a way, or more of a tutorial, I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to zoom in, or I'm going to zoom the camera in on his head, mostly on his head, that way you can actually get the facial proportions right. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, as you can see, I zoomed in on his face or on his head, and I'm not sure if this is gonna look right in the video or when this is actually uploaded into YouTube, because this is not an official camera. This is actually my HD camera phone that I'm using, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? But okay, so right now, focusing on his head, and you get another guideline here. This one is from the sides. Now what this guideline signals is where you can place the eyes mostly. Now, right now, I have it on a good, pretty good, nah, doesn't really look good, so let's erase it real quick. Try again. Alright, now. There we go. Now, as you can see from this guideline here, it's curving upward. Well, not upward, I mean it's bumping up. That means that it's going to be, that his head is looking up, down at you. So it's in a lower perspective. There we go. All right. And what I usually do when I'm drawing the eyes, like I said, this is very rough. This is a rough sketch. Is that you draw the eyes as simple ovals, and make sure you get the placement right with the eyes. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I ran into a little problem here, but yeah, when you're drawing the eyes, draw them as simple circles, and make sure you get the placement right. I mean, right now, like as what I learned in art school is that when you're drawing the face, the eyes are always one eye length apart. So if I do it like that, then yeah, it should be good. It should be okay. So now let's see, let's draw the cheekbone. And this is what I've learned when I was studying Ichigo's artwork, is that he is very, like when you're drawing him, he is very, very close to actual human anatomy. Very, very, very close. So you don't see like simplified shapes and everything. I mean, you actually see, right here, you actually see cheekbone. He has a straight jaw. There's a straight jaw right here. Drawing the ear right here. Alright, then you get the nose. He has a straight nose. As you can see, get the actual nostrils in there. Alright, now let's draw his mouth. Now, his mouth is usually just one line. Usually just one line. And it is like, as you can see right now, I'm giving him like a cocky smile, because even though he's like an experienced fighter and everything, he's still a kid, so basically he's a punk. That's what I see from him. He's just a punk. No mean to disrespect the Ichigo fans out there. I am sorry. Alright, now let's actually sketch his eyes. Now, like I said, draw this in straight lines. Draw everything in straight lines from this point. Now, as you can see, he has narrow eyes. Very narrow eyes. Yeah, sorry if I'm not talking right now. I tend to focus a lot when I'm drawing on a character. Get the actual here. Okay, that's technically his face right now. Or that's his eyes. Now let's get the eyebrows. Now when you're drawing Ichigo, he has very, very thin eyebrows. Not like bushy ones like we usually tend to do. Like I said, this is close to human anatomy, but yet it's still, or human anatomy, but still an anime nonetheless. So, get his pupils here, or his actual eyes. Now, sometimes when you're drawing eyes, you do tend to get them wrong. I mean, when you're drawing, when a first draft, when you're drawing the eyes, you don't know which way they're looking without actually give them depth and everything. But right now, I think I got a good balance right here. So, right now I'm just correcting everything right now. Just correcting everything I have, or I've drawn right now. Now, I'm drawing the ears right now, and they are very, very close to human anatomy, like I said before. Just draw them as a simple shape. Basically, it's kind of like a backward C, basically, when you're drawing the ear. From this, or from this, actually from any side. So, always think of a C when you're drawing the ears in a rough draft. Now I'm just actually getting the lobes of the ears. And that should be pretty much it. Well, no. There we go. All right. That's going to be it for right now on the face. And I'm going to zoom out, or I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to zoom out, and I am going to get most of the hair, his usual spiky orange hair that is unusual to anime characters. He even mentioned that in the series. But yeah, I'm going to stop here, zoom out, and I'm going to draw his whole hair in time lapse. That way you can see what his hair looks like. So I will be right back. Okay, as you can see right now, I have drew his entire hair, and it's the same spiky hair as usual. Oh, maybe I messed up. Forgot about this part. Okay, now I got his whole hair. So, that's basically what his hair usually looks like. Spiky, orange, and everything like that. It's not orange now, but it's spiky. Basically like a punk's hairstyle. And, yeah, that's how you do it. As you saw before, I was doing them very simple shapes and everything. That's to know where the placement of the hair follicles go and everything. And then after a while, once you know where everything's placed and everything, you get to work on details. And so that's what I did right now. Now I'm just gonna focus on his torso, and then well, I'm gonna move the camera down a bit to face his torso, and then we'll get started from there. Okay, as you can see, I moved the camera quite a bit down, and that's pretty good right now. Uh, Now I'm going to start from his neck. Think of general shapes. Like I said about rough guidelines, always draw them lightly. That way you can always mend your mistakes. You can always fix simple mistakes and everything like that. Yeah, as I just noticed right now, I have a lot of mistakes right here. Probably not. I'm not sure. It's too early to tell. Nah, as I look at this, there are probably not that many mistakes. Probably. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to get this whole thing straightened out. Now, as you can see, I'm looking at his torso right now, or we're looking at his torso right now, and it's still in the rough guidelines. This is all going to be covered down. So let's start getting his Shihakusho drawn out, his basic Soul Reaper uniform. And let's make this a little down. Let's bring this down a little more. There we go. That way it actually crosses into this guideline here. As you can see, when you have the guideline, that's why you always have guidelines. That way you know where everything is going to be placed exactly where you want it. So right now I have it placed right here on the guideline, this cross point right here, and that's when you know when one fold of clothing folds over the other. So let's get his other one. This one's going to be not that far from the main one. Now, I have quite a bit of knowledge when it comes to Japanese clothing like this because, for one, I've always enjoyed the Japanese culture. I mean, it is just awesome to me. So, whenever it's something like that comes into play or whatever, I just become very, very happy with what they're coming up with. Or what they're dressed as. Basically, like the girls in kimonos. Oh, they are just so cute when they draw or when they wear them like that. So yeah. Right now, just getting the rest of the clothing. Rough shapes just as usual. Let me just. Get that general flap in there. Alright. Now this guideline right here is where you know where his holster is, or that chain belt he wears to hold his zanpakuto across his or across his back. That's the place, or that's the guideline to know where it's going to be placed. So just putting it there right now, and that'd be it right here. Well, not yet. Let me just get that in there. Okay, that'd be it right there. I'm gonna zoom out to the regular size format, and then we're going to be working on the rest of his body. All right, so I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, I've zoomed out here, and you can see the entirety of his body right here. So what I'm going to do this in time lapse. I'm going to work on the rest of his body, get the sleeves and everything, get his knuckles, his actual sword in. Got to sketch that in right now, and we'll see where it goes on from there. Okay, right now I just got the basic sketch of Ichigo. It's not perfect, which is why, like I always say, go rough and go light. That way, when you find mistakes in the whole completed drawing, got that little muscle tendon there in his neck. Always keep forgetting that. Yeah, always go rough and go lightly, because when you find problems with the finished illustration, you will fix it. You will fix it later on. Let me just get the rest of this. Get this all sketched out. Alright, let me just get his eyes. That way you know exactly where he's going to be looking. Alright, get this other eye here. Get the rest of his eyebrows. Okay, this is about all I can do right now for the sketch. It's not perfect, but then again, any rough drawing is never perfect. You can just do the best you can at it. And alright, that'd be it. So right now, I'm gonna do this in time lapse. I'm gonna clean this up, and then I'm gonna do make the lines cleaner. Hopefully, get more of the proportions right. Learn from my mistakes, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So I'm just gonna take a short break real quick. Take a short break real quick. Get back into this, and then we'll get started. All right. Okay, guys, there it is. Ichigo Kurosaki. Now, I'm not sure if I did this right or accurate, but I did the best I can, and that's all that matters. I mean, it's not about being the best and everything, but it's all about being the smartest and seeing how well you do. But yay, that's it. What was it? Like I said before with rough drafts, when I took a break from this earlier, when the rough draft, before I cleaned it up, I realized there was a lot of mistakes that I had to do. So I erased everything, cleaned it up, and I made those errors. I redid those errors. So now it looks a lot better. So if you like this video, thank you very much. If you like it, like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I will be back with another one. And that'd be it. I'll be back with another one. Sketch you later.